Okay. Um, yep, this is looking pretty decent. Daily candle. Just wanting to push, 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 push. Pullback is nice. Really small bar forming up here on this daily. Let's see how it continues into the next 4 hour candle. We just closed a four, so I mean these fours are really weird, but last 4 hour candle rallied really nicely into the close. Um, and these three, even though they are barbed wire, they're kind of ascending here, and they are, however you want to do it, up here, down here, bodies, however you want to do it. Um, excuse me. They are ascending. They are showing a little bit of, I mean, there is some selling pressure up here, clearly, but there's also appears to be buying pressure underneath this level here, in the 40, under 40,700. So hopefully that's going to keep pushing us upward. Um, on the 1 hour chart, we have barbed wire here, which sucks, but buying pressure, buying pressure. And then take a new high on this candle, and then this is an outside up bar. I guess here it's just barely an outside up bar, but on other changes it's a more significant outside up. So yeah, I mean, took the high immediately. I guess not on BitMEX, but on FTX and such, took the high immediately, and has been dumping down through the thing. Pretty tight stop here at underneath this bar because this is an outside bar. It's easier to show on here, right? Oh, okay, so we didn't take the high at all. I guess on FTX there was a higher high earlier in the hour. Yeah, we hit it up here on this time, but then we had this nice strong close into the um, to finish up the hour and to finish up the 4 hour, and then put in this high, new high, and then it's been immediately dumping downward ever since then. So this is not the prettiest, but that's okay. Let's see what 5 minutes is looking like. Yeah, everything is just getting whipsawed right back into the up and down, up and down. But that's all right. I think pretty reasonable entry we have here for. I mean, my entry is 40,828, and my stop is like 40,740 or something like that. So pretty tight stop, pretty reasonable trade to take given that we have this outside up bar. Um, because of this barbed wire, not necessarily expecting this to result in a sustained pump, but maybe at least to like 41.2. I have some take profit around this region, and then probably gonna, depending on how it looks like, if and when we get up here, maybe let some more ride to a higher level. Um, if we close, look at this daily. Daily opened at 41.1. If we close above 41.1, and especially if we close, higher and closer to that 41.4 region, I think have a pretty good chance of seeing just an open pump um, into the 42s or higher range. So I think as long as the stop will hold, as long as this level holds, I think this could be a pretty decent entry for a somewhat sustained move to the upside, maybe into the 42s, maybe even higher into 43s or 44s. I know I was talking yesterday about this just looks like the type of thing that, maybe we want to just pump into 45K like within 24 hours, but it doesn't look like, excuse me, it doesn't look like that's going to be happening today, obviously. But this is a pretty good follow through candle. I mean, obviously it's a red candle. It's not what you love to see, but it's a really small bar. You have a great stop. If this is if you take the open, if you buy above the open, it's a decent risk setup and quite a good reward setup. So if we do like this, something like this, and I suspect if we're going to push above this level, probably we are going to get to this level, if not higher. because we are looking at then some sort of channel possibly. So I think it's somewhat reasonable that we could get up to around 46K. So that's almost like a 4-to-1 R trade, which is really not bad at all. But yeah, we are a little bit early on our trade, just because we have a decent setup here with this 1 hour chart. And of course, even that was an early entry because I should have waited until we broke above this level, but I didn't really want to be patient in that to that end. And yeah, we are kind of getting a little bit close to the stop, but like I said, like I'm risking like 0.2%, so it seems reasonable to take this trade. Maybe not the highest probability situation. Certainly, the probability was increased by the really nice close. Because I mean, my entry was like here, underneath the kind of right at my average price is 40,828. So literally, basically at open price. And then my stop is just a few points, a few ticks below the low here. So yeah, something like that. Maybe like almost exactly $100, not quite $100. So pretty tight stop. I think it makes sense to kind of take this trade, even though you expect that, yeah, maybe we're gonna have, because of the selling pressure of these 4 candles, very strong, that oops, this is the wrong chart to be doing that on. That maybe you don't get any sort of, excuse me, but the thing is, like, this looks good here, right? Theoretically, I suppose you should put the stop underneath this bar entirely. I've kind of got it under this bar. But yeah, under this bar, or like right at the low of this bar is where my stop is. Don't really feel comfortable to put it underneath this bar since we are entered so early. I think if we started to push, could make a little bit more sense to give it a little more room possibly. But given the setup that we have, which is just outside bar after following a green bar that took a new high, and then this is outside up bar, like let's just keep it tight and put it underneath the outside up bar, especially given the strength of these dump candles. Of course, the strength of these dump candles also make it seem like, you know, we are reasonably likely to take a shot into these 40,600 ranges, but I think if we are going to get into the 40,600 range, it's equally likely that we could break below this before continuing upward. So it doesn't make sense for me to put my stop under here and potentially get stopped out there. So that's kind of the look. Oh my God, I keep deleting all of the things off of this chart, which is like my main chart that I don't want to delete things off of. But yeah, this 15, I mean, this is pretty ugly 15-minute candle, you know, closing basically at the low, trying to go outside down. Really would not like to see it go outside down. That's going to be pretty horrible. But I mean, even just as is pretty horrible anyway. Possibly, you know, we are at a low here. Excuse me. You know, so, you know, my stop is like here. My stop is like down here or something like that. Oh, okay. That's pretty nasty. But yeah, my stop is like here. So somewhat at risk right now. But hopefully we just get a pump up from here. And maybe I should manage to slash kind of temporarily remove my stop just to wait for this little possible capitulation event to conclude. Oh, yikes. I think that was my stop.